put your hand up right here, man. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Division titles, man. 5 in a row. 5 in a row. And 7 out of 8 years in the playoffs, man, right? 7 out of 8 years. I'm going to tell you what, man. Cherish these moments because it doesn't happen every year. It doesn't happen everywhere. And cherish each other. Look to the man on your left. Tell him you love him, man. Tell him you love him, huh? It is about the journey and the moments, man. I promise you. I'm 50 years old, man. Right? I know. Oh, but you gotta savor the moments. You really do, because it goes by fast. Savor the relationships. Man, you'll remember this the rest of your lives, man, right here. In the snow, at home, and in the honor of Coach Levy. What does he say? When it's too tough for them, it's just right for us, right? And what else? Where else would you rather be than what? Right here, right now, baby. All right, real quick, 2 game balls. First one, number 17, just passed the all-time touchdown record held by Jim Kelly. Goes to the man and the family really that gave me and Brandon the chance to come here 8 years ago, man. And this was a place, man, they love football. You guys see it, right? You feel it. It had been 17 years when we got here, right? The last time they made the playoffs, huh? It doesn't happen by itself. It's not just the people in this room. It's the people in our organization, the entire building. It's our fans. Right, it's the people that came before us wearing the red, white, and blue, the Buffalo Bills. Right, it's an honor. Right, it's an honor. Every day we're in this building together. Right, together. Where's Mr. Pagula? Right here.
So we got 5. Let's get top 1.
Stay humble, right? This is not the finish line, just like last week. Not the finish line. We stay in this thing together.
Bring it tight. Hey, I'm thankful for you fellas, man.
Likewise.
Again, like Coach said, this doesn't happen everywhere, all right? I'm honored to play with each and every one of you guys, but don't let this, like Coach said, be the finish line, right? Still a lot of season left. We keep getting better. Let's not be complacent with this. We got something to chase. Love y'all. 1, 2, 3.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Bills postgame, Bills Niners, starts now. Welcome to Sports for Beginners. This is the show where I cover the Pittsburgh Penguins, Toronto Blue Jays, and take you on a journey through the world of sports. From the fans' perspective, here is your host, Scott McGregor. Let's have some fun. The Buffalo Bills defeated the San Francisco 49ers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bills postgame AFC East Division titles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This is the 5th title. The Buffalo Bills have won the AFC East for the first time in franchise history, for the first time in the NFL, and in the Buffalo Bills franchise history. The Bills are AFC East champions, still kings of the East. Now 5 straight consecutive seasons. Welcome in, everybody. I am Scott McGregor, your host of the program. I don't know about you, Bills Mafia, but that Sunday Night Football game in the snow, I did not think the Bills were going to blow out the San Francisco 49ers. And I mean, given the score 35-10, wow. I mean, wow. Before we get into our head coaches in Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, who you just heard, the quarterbacks as well. We'll get to the 49ers as well, but before we do, all credit going to YouTube and all credit going to the Buffalo Bills and the NFL. But here's the video that made this official. Listen to the voices of these men on the latest Buffalo Bills are the AFC East champions video. Journey through the AFC East division hype video. Let's throw it over there now before we get down into it. We already talked about Josh. We already talked about Sean. They actually welcomed us in before I said anything. But you know what? It's well worth it. It's well worth it. Because I didn't really have anything to say right off the jump. I just wanted to hear Coach McDermott and quarterback Josh do what they do after every victory. With that said, here's that hype video.
It's time to predict the AFC East.
Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. The truth is, this is likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
It's finally the Miami Dolphins' time. They win the division for the first time since, like 08 or something. The Jets are second. They're just more talented than the Bills.
Everybody's gone. You don't have enough talent to compete. The game of football is about talent.
The New York Jets, their roster on paper is nasty. We just don't know how great of a performance Josh Allen is going to put on with this young, talented, or not talented group of guys that we don't know.
I don't believe in Miami. I would pick the Jets to win the AFC East this year. I really would.
You know how I feel about the Dolphins. I think it is their time.
Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Point blank, period. I got the Buffalo Bills. Okay, I'm thinking. Buffalo. All right. Buffalo. That's right, man. Buffalo Wild Wings. I got the Bills.
Dog got to beat the other dog on the opposite side of the field, and the Bills have run out of dogs.
The entire media was so sick of me being the only person right about them the last 4 years. They've now gone in the other direction, and now they're too far down on the Bills.
It's over. It's a wrap.
So there it is. There's the AFC East.
There indeed is the AFC East. Ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills are the kings of the East yet again on a historic Sunday night football in the snow in front of your Bills Mafia. Happy Victory Monday to you. Wow. It took me a while to get to that point in time. But you know what else happened on Sunday night football? I'm going to tell you, in case you may have missed it. When it comes down to the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen also did something one thought impossible. But someone's done it before in the NFL, and Josh did it on Sunday Night Football. He scored a touchdown, throwing the ball, catching the ball, and rushing the ball. In the same game. Oh my goodness. The Buffalo freaking Bills. I'm going to tell you what right now. We can't be too excited about what is going on right now with this Buffalo Bills team. Now, I know that sounds negative, but listen. I know that sounds negative, but listen. It actually is positive, and here's why. Josh Allen has become the all-time leader in most touchdowns in team history of the Buffalo Bills, surpassing Jim Kelly, the legendary Jim Kelly, with 244 touchdowns. 244 touchdowns in Jim Kelly's career as a Buffalo Bill. Josh Allen has doubled that with now 248 and 248 touchdowns to be the number one all-time leader in most touchdowns in franchise history. All right, a lot to get to. We got to get to our coaches for the Niners and the quarterback. But one more thing here on Josh. Josh is the first quarterback ever with a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in the same game. Josh Allen is not human. Well, that's what the Bills say. To me, not that I disagree. Not that I disagree, but I just have to tell you that Josh Allen is a human being, but he's also tough as nails, and when the game's on the line, does whatever it takes to win. And that unbelievable play on Sunday Night Football that was called, quote, the most ridiculous play, or rather ridiculous thing we have ever seen. I sent that actually out to my brother. I sent the Instagram thing out to my brother, host of Dolphins postgame, when this happened. Oh, yes. Here we go. This is the most ridiculous thing we have ever seen. That's what that was there. It was the Instagram post that I sent to Thomas. Josh Allen, probably with that play of the year. That's probably the play of the year. Josh to Amari, back to Josh for the touchdown. All right. A lot that we've talked about here, but quickly before we take the first break, because we're now 13 minutes in, going on 14. Let's jump into our head coach for the game for the Niners. The quarterback was Brock Purdy. And we didn't know at the game's beginning, we didn't know if that was going to be the case. We also didn't know if we would see Nick Bosa. I'm not too sure I did see him. We'll check when we break it all down in just a moment. But the Buffalo Bills pick up the dub, and they do it with a really nice win against the Bills. Against the Niners. The Niners head coach well, first of all, we know that their quarterback, especially for this game, was none other than Brock Purdy. Oh yes, Kyle Shanahan. There we go. And he was actually really disappointed on the team falling to 5-7. Coming into the game, they were 5-6 on Sunday Night Football. They are now 5-7. And the Buffalo Bills are now 10-2. They were 9-2 coming into the game. As Sean McDermott mentioned in the opening message that brought us in, before I even gave a quick little word, just like last week, because we discouraged that bye week. Sorry, not discouraged the bye week. We went into the bye, didn't play a game, almost clinched the AFC East before having to play a game this week in week 13. But we had to play a game regardless. And after the Packers defeated the Miami Dolphins in the Thursday Night Football main event on Thanksgiving, the Bills went out and did exactly what they had to do. They took care of business, even in the snow. Even in the snow. We'll break it all down in just a little bit. And due to time constraints, we are going to move you into the game balls of the game at our game stats portion of the program. And really, there's really only room for one. Well, actually, maybe we'll do two. One each to one side. One each to a side. Bills win it 35-10. On Sunday Night Football, they remain perfect out of the bye week. And now they're off to the Rams. Bills postgame Victory Monday, AFC East Championship Edition continues in a moment.
Looking for conversations on the world of broadcasting, sports media, and from time to time, my favorite sports teams? Listen to Broadcast Map with me, Ali Musa. To learn more about the show and to view the upcoming schedule, like the Broadcast Map Facebook page. Search Broadcast Map.
Looking for a good hockey podcast that covers your favorite hockey teams and mine? Check out On the Ice and Behind the Benches, where we chat about our favorite hockey teams from puck drop to the last play of the action. To learn more, follow the On the Ice and Behind the Benches Facebook page. Search On the Ice and Behind the Benches. Welcome back to Bills Postgame, the Victory Monday edition, AFC East Championship edition. Bills win 35-10 on Sunday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers. We're about to break it all down in just a second, but a lot of history happened on Sunday Night Football. We all talked about it right in the opening portion of the show. So much so that we don't really have time to waste and look around the league. As much as I wanted to do it, we don't really have the time to do that. So let's just get down to it and break this game down half by half before we take another break. Now that our victory speech is out of the way, right off the jump, that's how we open the show before we actually hit the music. And I thought, you know what, I thought it was actually only necessary to do that before I even said anything. But anyways, we're going to break it down half by half. First quarter to second quarter, then third quarter to fourth quarter. After that, we'll take a break, go to the game stats. From there, I'll give you my play of the game. And we'll get to the game balls. And then we'll look at what's next. So here we go. With that said, here we go. 5-6 Niners against the 9-2 Bills. Of course, we know the final score, which makes the record now 10-2 for the Bills and 5-7 for the Niners. But here's how it went down. Despite a couple of missed field goals on PATs or anything like that, Jake Moody does get things started for San Francisco with a 33-yard field goal to make it 3-0 49ers. The Niners have the game's first lead only for a moment. Well, actually, they'll have it for quite a bit. Alec Anderson reported in as eligible. Ray Davis to the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown. Buffalo takes the lead 7-3 after one quarter. And to make sure that happens, Tyler Bass makes the PAT. Or rather the extra point, in a drive for the Bills that went 13 plays and 65 yards. Second quarter rolls around and the Bills continue to pour. The Bills continue, actually I should say, to get rolling. Alec Anderson reported in as eligible again. This time, Josh hands off. This one, James Cook. And he is dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh and takes down the San Francisco defense as he goes 65 yards for the touchdown. Extra point by Tyler Bass, up and good. It's 14-3. Buffalo. We talked about Josh Allen doing the impossible. We're going to get to that in a second. That happened in the second half, but in the final moments of the first half, Josh drops back, goes short. He finds Mac Hollins, 7-yard touchdown. Buffalo up 21-3. Buffalo's rolling. Extra point. Tyler Bass, up and good to make it 21-3. At halftime, the Niners down 21-3. They are down by, at the half, 18 points. In the third quarter, the Niners won the toss. They deferred for that second option, the second half option. But before that, Buffalo would get the ball. And they went into half leading by 18. Coming out of the half, they get the ball after the Niners started the second half with the ball. Alec Anderson reported in as eligible. And Josh Allen. This is the play right here. It's right here. This is the play right here. Josh drops back. Coverage is coming. Gonna pass to Amari Cooper. Cooper to the San Francisco 9-yard line. Whoop! And guess what? It looks like he's gonna lose 2 yards. But what's this? Josh has the ball again. And he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Amari Cooper laterals the ball to Josh Allen for a 9-yard touchdown. And the Buffalo Bills, on an extra point by Tyler Bass, go up 28-3. On the most ridiculous play we have ever seen. And probably the play of the year. This means the Bills' lead will go from 18 to 25. A 25-point lead. It's now 2 scores for the Bills. I mean, technically, it was 2 scores at 21-3, but make that 3 scores, rather. To me, it sounds like 2 scores. But anyways, Josh Allen goes to Amari Cooper. Cooper laterals it to Josh. And Josh goes in for the 9-yard touchdown. By the way, he got credit for that touchdown. So I'm kind of wondering, does Amari get credit for throwing that touchdown pass? Something to wonder about, right? Something to wonder about, right? In any case, I actually was alerted that Josh got credit for throwing the pass to Amari and then catching it from Amari for the touchdown. What? How does that happen? In any case, IG goes to the left end later for the Niners to get the Niners' only touchdown, I should say, of the game. PAT by Jake Moody is good. And now the Niners trail the Bills 28-10. Here come the Niners. They're not going to go down without a fight. Niners now back down by 18 after 3 quarters of play. To the fourth we go. And Josh finishes the job himself to cap off his historic night, passing Jim Kelly for the most touchdowns in Buffalo Bills franchise history with 245 touchdowns, later added to 248 touchdowns, the most now in Bills franchise history. And he capped it off with a scramble for an 8-yard touchdown. Tyler Bass, extra point, up and good. Bills win it 35-10. They defeat the 49ers by 25 points, winning 35-10. But it really felt like it was going to be a blowout. I mean, that's what many people were saying. It really felt like when it was 28-3, it really felt like if the Bills get a 35 on the board or more, this one's all but over, but the shouting. And then, of course, you can't take out the fact of Bills Mafia showing up and throwing the snow into the air during each touchdown. Alrighty. Gonna take a break. When we come back, game stats, play of the game, and the game balls of the game. Then after another quick timeout, Double Trouble for Us wraps up on Sports for Beginners. And of course, this is the only show that will be streaming the next day on the Ice and Behind the Benches after Double Trouble wraps up. And we have you covered here with what is next for this podcast, what is next for the Buffalo Bills, but all of that coming up in a segment time. Next up on this program, game stats, play of the game, and game balls of the game. No time to do a Bills standout of the game, so we're going to save that for another episode. but maybe we'll do it more on sports for beginners. We don't really have any time to do that on this episode. We're just going to keep it to the game balls. And after the next and final break of the program, we will take you into what's next for this podcast, what's next for the Bills, and what's next for the Niners. But up next, after this, game stats, play of the game balls of the game. Stick with us.
Take another look with Gerda Felix and Melanie Taddeo Malo, two powerful women of diverse backgrounds having genuine, unique, and uncomfortable conversations that everyone needs to have. Join Melanie and Gerda for conversations about what is missing from human connections.
CNT Radio will never give you up. They will never let you down, nor will they run around or desert you. So join Nick Astley for The Melting Pot every Saturday on CNT Radio. Hang on a minute. He's not Nick Astley. Oh, jings, I've done it wrong. Anyway, just join Nick for The Melting Pot on CNT Radio.
Buffalo gets a win in the snow. It's just a calling card. Tell you the winter is on its way. Your final score at Orchard Park on Sunday Night Football. Bills 35, Niners 10. The Niners fall to 5-7 on the season. The Bills improve to 10-2. But not our finish line. Not our Super Bowl yet. For Buffalo. We're in the playoffs, that's for sure, because we clinched the AFC East after the Packers win over the Dolphins on Thursday night. Now, the job for the Bills is to get that number 1 seed from the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs clinched a playoff berth, so they're in the playoffs. Do they necessarily have the bye week in the playoffs? Yeah, but not officially yet. So the Bills are going to need the Chiefs to lose the next 2 games they play. They're going to need a win from the Chargers this Sunday night in Week 14. And they're going to need a win from the Cleveland Browns. But most importantly, for them, they're going to need to win against the LA Rams this coming week. And then next week against the Lions. They are going to need to pull together a W to make sure that they are going to be able to win the number 1 seed in the AFC. That's the next goal for Buffalo right now. The ultimate goal is to bring Bills Mafia and Western New York something they can only dream of and have been dreaming of for quite some time. And I'm telling you right now that I even have this podcast going for Sports for Beginners and Weekly in Sports, I would love nothing more than to be down there in Western New York after the Bills bring a championship to Buffalo and Western New York. I would love nothing more than to be there when they do so. I feel like I'm in a dream. I really do. I feel like I'm in a dream. I really do. Okay. Here we go. Game stats time. Here we go. Time of possession. The Bills had the ball for 33 minutes and 27 seconds. They had 20 first downs total, 7 passing, 12 on the ground, rushing. One automatic first down with a penalty. They were 6 of 12 on third down, perfect on fourth down. They went for it once, got it. They end the game with 372 total yards on 56 plays, averaging 6.6 yards per play. Josh Allen threw for 152 yards passing, was 14 of 18 in completion attempts, averaging 8.4 yards per pass, was not sacked at all, and didn't lose any yards because of it. The Bills finished the game with 220 rushing yards. 220 rushing yards on 38 rushes, averaging 5.8 a rush. 5.8 per rush. 8 yards per rush. 5.8 yards per rush. Perfect in the red zone. Perfect in goal to go efficiency. 4 for 4 on both. 4 for 4 on both. Only 35 yards on 5 penalties against the Bills. No turnovers for the Bills in this game. No fumbles lost. No interceptions thrown. DeMar Hamlin thought he had a interception, I should say. But there was a penalty that took that away. And so no interceptions thrown in this game by either quarterback. 5 touchdowns total. 3 of them on the ground, 2 in the air, including Josh's little fake the pass to Amari Cooper, and then get it right back from Cooper to go into the end zone for the touchdown. No defensive special team touchdowns for either squad. We're going to get to the 49ers in a minute. Return yards, 61 yards for the Bills. 18 yards on 2 punt return attempts. 43 yards on 2 attempts, kickoff, return. No return interception yards for Buffalo. No safeties for either Buffalo or the Niners. No interception yards for the Niners. They go 6 opportunities to return the ball in this game. They end it with 208 return yards off the kickoff. Only 2 attempts, same as Buffalo, in punt returns for 25 yards. Altogether, they finished with 233 return yards. 233 return yards. One rushing touchdown for the 1 touchdown total there. They lost 3 fumbles in the 3 fumbles they had, which were the 3 takeaways that they turned the ball over on. They were not good at all on goal-to-go efficiency. 0 for 1 in the red zone. Not exactly perfect, but a little bit better than goal-to-go efficiency. At 1 for 3. They averaged 5.7 yards per rush on 27 rushes for 153 yards. Brock Purdy was sacked twice and lost 8 yards because of those sacks. Brock Purdy was sacked twice and lost 8 yards. Averaged 4.3 yards per pass. Completed 11 of his 18 passes for 94 yards passing, averaging 5.1 yards per play on 47 plays, 239 yards total. Just like Buffalo, perfect on 4th down, went for it once, got it. Not so much better when it comes to 3rd down efficiency. 3 out of 10 complete conversions, I should say. 1 automatic 1st down penalty. 10 rushing 1st downs. 4 passing 1st downs. 15 total 1st downs for the Niners. And they had the ball for 26 minutes and 33 seconds. All right. Excuse my clearing my throat there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to battle through here, as I try to do every day when I try to do my podcast. We keep battling through. No matter what show I'm doing, or Thomas is doing, we keep battling through. Just as much as the Bills and other teams that Thomas and I cover, including the Dolphins, battle every day. Speaking of that, it's time now to take a break. When we come back, the play of the game balls of the game, and then we'll get into our what's next for the podcast, what's next for the Bills, and what's next for the Niners. Stick with me. Looking for a sports podcast that covers sports weekly as well as gets you set up for the day? Check out Weekly in Sports with me, Scott McGregor. We give some shout-outs of the week to podcasts like this one and those who do them. Discuss the Blue Jays, Bills, Raptors, and more. To learn more, check out the Sports for Beginners Facebook page. Search Sports for Beginners. Hi, everyone. Scott McGregor here. Oh, what's that? What's that? Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Come out and join us for the Season 3 Sports for Beginners Christmas Party Finale this December on Sports for Beginners. We'll talk about everything from our top 10 episodes, our podcast wrap up, a little bit of sports talk mixed in. Plus, I would love to know what your favorite holiday traditions are. So come on out and join us. Come on out and join us. Actually, better than that, come spend the holidays with us here on Sports for Beginners. It's certainly going to be a great show. That's Sports for Beginners Season 3 Finale Christmas Party Extravaganza coming this December on Sports for Beginners. It will be a pre-recorded program, so make sure you tune in. And if you'd like to be involved, send an email to sportsforbeginners podcast8231@gmail.com. Happy holidays, everybody! From all of us here at Sports for Beginners. Almost time to talk about what's next for the Buffalo Bills and what's next for the San Francisco 49ers. But before we do there, let's talk about what is our play of the game. And for me, a lot that I could choose from, especially for the Bills. But the play I've been talking about all recap long, I should say, that ridiculous play by Josh and Amari Cooper is good enough for my play of the game. That happened in that second half. It's good enough for my play of the game. When Josh goes to Amari and then Amari laterals the ball right back to Allen for a 9-yard touchdown in that third quarter. And Buffalo comes out on top 35-10 because of it. Even after Josh scrambled, as he normally does, when he is able to do so. And Tyler Bass finished the job, picking up a pat attempt that he made. That's good enough for my play of the game. The Amari Cooper, Josh Allen touchdown. For the game balls of the game, that's what we call our player of the game segment. And if you want in on the action, head on over to our Discord server, Bills post-game show interactions, to get involved. If you are on Discord, if you are not on Discord, hit us up on hit us up on our email address with Sports for Beginners podcast 8231 at gmail.com with your play of the game, game ball of the game, Bill's standout of the game, and much more. That's how you can get involved there. It feels to me like Christmas came early to Buffalo. But no crowns yet. Playoffs are where true legends are made. So without further ado, let's get into this game ball here for the Niners. Then we'll do the Bills. And I think I got like two of them. One of them definitely is going to go to Josh. One of them is definitely going to go to Josh. For the 49ers, we're going to give our game ball of the game. Christian McCaffrey was injured in this game, but he also didn't return. But you know what? For the time Christian was playing in the game, I'm going to go ahead and give my game ball of the game for the 49ers to Christian McCaffrey. 53 yards on 7 rushes, was targeted 3 times, caught 2 balls for 14 yards, averaging 7 yards a catch. His longest was a 12-yarder. His longest run, 19 yards. Hopefully he's doing well, and hopefully it's not anything too serious that the Niners need to be aware of. But when we look at it, I think Christian did really, really well. In his 7 rushes, he had 53 yards, averaging 7.6 yards a run. And again, his longest run was 19 yards. Now for the Buffalo Bills. I said I have 2. The first one's going to go to Josh. 13 of 17. Wow, he completed the number that Gabriel Davis used to wear as a Buffalo Bill, number 13, out of his number 17, in completion attempts. So, just so you know, Mitch Trubinsky was in there to throw 1 catch that he was perfect on. He threw 1 completion attempt for 4 yards. The Bills win the game, and that was an average of 4 yards. Josh threw 2 touchdown passes, one that was ridiculous, went to Amari Cooper, then to him for the touchdown that he got credit for. But I'm still wondering if Amari Cooper is going to get credit for that. That's something that I want to wonder about. But I'll do that after we're done here. To Allen's credit, 13 of 17 in completion attempts, 148 yards, 8.7 yards average. 2 TDs. No sacks, no interceptions. And next up, as I said, we were going to do 2 for the Bills. I'm gonna give it to James Cook. James freaking Cook. 1 target, 1 catch, 13 yards average. That was also his longest. But James freaking Cook was a monster on the ground on Sunday night. Look at this. 14 carries, which are attempts. 14 carries for him. Among that, never mind the ding there you might have just heard. Apologies for that. We're doing it on voice memos as we speak. But 14 carries, 107 yards, averaging 7.6 yards a run. 1 touchdown, 65 yards, his longest run. And that actually was when the touchdown occurred. On his longest run, 65 yards. He left the Niners in the dust, dashed through the snow, and dived into the end zone for the celebration. James Cook went dashing through the snow in a 1-horse open sleigh and basically left the Niners in the dust. And let me guess. You're wondering why that is my play of the game. Or sorry, that's not my play of the game. You're probably wondering, why, Scott? Why is that your play, not your play of the game? Well, I mean, I don't have a very good answer for you on that, but I do just want to say that was just a ridiculous play by Josh to Amari, and then Amari back to Josh for the touchdown. To make it 28-3 Buffalo before the Niners scored a touchdown and made it 28-10, with our ultimate final score ending up at 35-10. What's next for Buffalo? Well, 5 weeks in the books. Actually, I should say 6 weeks in the book. 5 weeks to go. The Bills are on the road for 2 games. Check your local listening for where you can see the games. They've got the Rams in LA this week, who, coming into this game, sit at a record of 6-6 and third in the NFC West as we speak with you. And Bills are 10-2. The Bills will then head to Detroit to take on the Lions. That's probably going to be a pivotal game on December 15th. That Sunday. So make sure you stick around with us for that. Both games at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:25 p.m. Central Time. And then the rest of the way, the Bills face the rest of the AFC besides the Dolphins. Well, the rest of the AFC East. They face the New England Patriots for the first time before they wrap it up in Foxborough on my birthday, January the 5th, 2025, with the Patriots. And they'll play just before we hit 2025, or hit rather New Year's Eve. They'll play the Jets one last time right here in front of the Bills Mafia, right after the Bills Mafia gets a showdown between the Patriots and the Bills. What's next for the Niners? Well, first of all, what's next for the Bills? That's the Rams this week, or rather next week. The week after that, they've got the Lions, then they've got the Patriots, the Jets, and then the Patriots again to finish the season. And head to the postseason, because they are not done playing football this year. The Bills head to the postseason after clinching the AFC East this past Sunday. For the 49ers, there's still a chance the 49ers could still make the playoffs. But they're going to have to do so against the Chicago Bears on Sunday. Next Sunday. The Rams the following Sunday. Or the following Thursday, rather. Because that's a Thursday night football game against the Rams. Both those games at home. They're in Miami on 2 days before Christmas. When they take on the Dolphins. Have a Monday night football game on the 17th week, which is the day before New Year's Eve. That's Monday Night Football on December 30th, 2024. And then everybody's playing on Sunday, January 5th, 2025. The Niners will have the Cardinals to finish off the season. The Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals left on the schedule for the San Francisco 49ers. Left on the schedule for the Bills, Rams, Lions, Patriots, Jets. Because, well, the Bills will face the Patriots again after the Jets. The NFL season is winding down. But for us, not only is it winding down, but it's almost time for us to go play football in the postseason yet again. Bills are AFC East champions for the 5th straight time and first time in franchise history. I will have you covered all game long, all year long. Can the Bills win the AFC conference? Can they get that number 1 seed from the Chiefs and stun them? And most importantly, most important question, can the Bills go all the way this season? Is this the year the Lombardi Trophy is headed to Buffalo? Is this the year? That's the big question. But one game at a time. As Sean McDermott mentioned in the opening, before I even began speaking on this program, and as Josh mentioned as well, not the end of the line, not our finish line, not our Super Bowl, just like last week. Not our Super Bowl, not our finish line. Don't let this game on week 13 be our finish line. It is time for the Bills to go to work, try to grab that oh so important AFC number 1 seed so that they get the bye and get to watch the wild card round play out. But all things considered, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for checking us out. It might have been a bit longer than we thought it was going to be. It's now an hour, about 6 minutes, and now 50 seconds into the game, into the show. So, with this being said, it's been a hell of a ride for this Bills team. Bills Mafia, go enjoy the rest of your Victory Monday. I know I will. Bills win it 35-10 your final. We all know what time it is. We all know what time it is. It's that very, very special time of the show. The Bills won the game. So you know what? It is time to say so long for now. But we look forward to catching up with you again real soon. With that said, my name is Scott McGregor, and this has been a presentation of Bills Postgame, part of our Double Trouble. Today, we let off with PWHL recap, returning to the program, and closed out on the field. I will catch you, Bills Mafia, after Rams, Bills. Look forward to seeing you there. Look forward to seeing you all there at that next Bills postgame show, Bills and the Rams, next week. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Victory Monday. What's next for this podcast? Well, on Thursday, after commitment that I'm doing, I'll be back with you with another episode of the WHL recap as the Frost take on the Fleet. And given the NHL schedule for the Pittsburgh Penguins, we will have another Penguins post-game show for you. Thomas has you for that on Tuesday. I will have you for both games of the Penguins back-to-backs, Saturday and Friday, when the Penguins go head-to-head with the Toronto Maple Leafs, after they go head-to-head with the New York Rangers. But that's what's next so far for our podcast. We do have one season show still coming your way, but stay tuned for an update on when that will drop. I'm hoping it will drop as early as December 13th. And you know what? It actually will be, as we are in the final month of our season 3, it actually will be that all-important Christmas spectacular. No, you know what? What we'll do is we'll air this episode on the 13th of December at the earliest if we can. Then we will air on the 20th, just a few days before Christmas. We'll air our Christmas finale. This way you get you get 2 more episodes of season 3. I gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your Victory Monday. Let's go, Bills. And I look forward to catching up with you again real soon. Bills win 35-10 over the Niners. Shout. Send us out of here.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah. Buffalo's happening now. We're on the move now. The Bills are happening now. They're making it happen now. Got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah. We got the spirit. Just watch it happen now. Hey, let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.
See you after Rams, Bills Mafia. Thank you so much for listening to Sports for Beginners. If you would like to learn more about the show, you can visit the podcast Facebook page or visit the official website. You can also send us an email at sportsforbeginnerspodcast8231@gmail.com. As we always remind you, it is not goodbye, it is until next time.